Good evening, everybody, and thank you for joining in once again. I know it's actually a class that everyone should look forward to and anticipate. I know we had learned a lot from last week's class, and then this week again, we're going to be learning even more. While we just wait for others to join in, you can just introduce yourself in the comment section and tell us one or two things you learned from the last class. Because for me, Mr. Yomi and Mr. Believe actually they actually gave us a lot of things, a lot of things. So I would like us to just share our minds, rub our minds together. Tell me one or two things you learned from last week class. It can be a take home for somebody else. Maybe at that time, the person's network fluctuated, or the person had not joined the class at that time. Something. Just, just tell us, share with us in the comment section or in the chat room rather, what you learned from last week. I'm not seeing, are you trying to tell me that you didn't learn anything from last class? Because I'm not seeing any chats coming in. Who is going to build that? Okay. Darius Sunday says brand name. Okay, what about brand name did you learn? What about brand name did you learn? Okay, brand identity. Yes, we learned about brand name, brand identity last week. That's true. We also learned about difference between being an entrepreneur and being self-employed. I was thinking somebody was going to talk about that. Brand position. I like the way Dari is just pointing, giving him points. No stress, just one word, brand identity, brand name, brand position. Rachel, what did you learn from last week class? Can I hear you speak? Or do you want to chat? Gerald, Tiblis, Emmanuel, Shooks. Let me hear from you. Let me hear from you. What did you learn from the last class? Very quickly. Soon be 5:10 so that we can kick start in earnest. For me, there's something I learned from last class. Mr. Yomi actually said, one question you should always ask yourself is, where are you coming from and where are you going? Where are you coming from and where are you going? That word will keep you running. At times when you feel tired, when you feel like, why am I even doing all of these things? All of these things, that's what will keep you running. Where are you coming from and where are you going? As an entrepreneur, it's a pivotal question you should keep asking yourself. Where am I coming from? Where am I going? Why am I doing all of these things? Okay. Okay, Dari says brand name must be unique and different from others. Yes, brand name must be unique and it must be different from others. Yes, brand name must be unique. Okay, brand name is easy for the business to get value. Thank you so much for sharing your idea, Dari. Your ideas, Dari. We appreciate it. Yes, we're still waiting for others to join in. But while we wait, I still want you to. Is it only Dari I have in the class, or do you want me to call? Do you want me to call names? Dari says companies sell products, but customer buy brands. Okay. Okay. Tibli says I learned that brand positioning helps you to build a brand that focuses on a particular demography. Not everyone can be your customers or get attracted to your brand. Yeah. Thank you. Not everyone can be your customers, and not everyone can get attracted to your brand. Oh, wow, thank you. Thank you for that. Kechuk says, sorry, my network is not stable. We looked at the concept of brand and branding and the elements we need to consider when building brand. Thank you. Those of you who are not in the class, I hope you are taking something. Okay. Very quickly before we go into our class for today, thank you to all those who shared what they learned. Thank you so much. And those who were not in the class that day, I hope you are taking one or two things from those sharing. Okay, so today's session, like I said, is going to be an exciting one as well. Going to be we're going to learn a lot from today's class. And we have two speakers who will be speaking to us this evening very quickly. I also hope that you have your pen, your writing pads to jot things, because I tell you, most of the things you are getting for free, so many persons pay in thousands to get from them. So don't just come here and then listen and then feel like, I know, growing up, we always heard the faintest pen is better than the sharpest memory. So just make sure you are learning and then you are penning down things from today's session. Okay, so today we'll have, like I said earlier, we're going to be having two speakers. And the first person that will be speaking to us is Mr. Matthew Oguntayo. Mr. Matthew is the managing partner at Blue Spectra Limited, a software development and marketing consulting firm in Abeokuta, and co-founder at Ashri Technologies, the platform as a service for thrift coordinators and collectors. He is the program director at Ideas Fort, a startup support and advisory firm providing technology, education, and innovation support to idea and early stage startups in southwestern Nigeria. He's the co-director for Startup Grind Abeokuta chapter, a Google for Startup Silicon Valley-based community of entrepreneurs and business owners. He recently co-founded Mentors Lounge University, a Nigerian UK-based educational technology startup with focus on democratizing knowledge and aim at connecting would-be business owners of African origin to African mentors across the globe. So with the best of your emoji, standing ovation, clapping ovation, please let's make welcome Mr. Oguntayo as he will be teaching us today different things on how to be a good entrepreneur and how to even surpass. I'm sure you must have been nodding when I was reading his portfolio and even how to surpass him and do much more better. So please, I need to see those emojis rolling in the chat box. Please, let's make welcome Mr. Matthew. Mr. Matthew, thank you, sir, for honoring our invitation. Can have the stage.
Mr. Machi, it seems you're not connected to the sound. It's not even signaling on on the screen.
Comment section. Hello, please, if you can hear me, let me know before I move on.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes, sir, we
Awesome.
can hear you now.
Awesome. Okay. Good evening, everyone, and it's nice to be doing this with us. I want to believe we are all doing fine. And for those that are joining from outside the country, from wherever you are, I say good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. All right, so in a couple of minutes, we'll jump straight into the business of the day. But before I continue, I need to understand the audience I'm speaking with. So, in the comment section, if you are currently running your own business, please drop a, a heart emoji in the chat box. If you are currently running your business, drop a heart emoji in the comment in the chat section. Let's do that within the next 30 seconds. I'm waiting. Awesome. Awesome. Let's keep it coming. Okay, so if you are a will-be business owner, okay, so a will-be business owner, let's drop our clap offering in the chat box, our clap offering. If you are open to start your business, maybe after this incubation or anytime in the future, let's drop our clap offering. I'm still waiting, guys. Let's keep it coming, guys. We need to do this so that I will know who I'm speaking with. I just don't want to speak to the audience without understanding. Yes, so awesome, awesome. Maybe as we move ahead in the training, we'll get to know ourselves better. Now, let me say this. I understand we are all muted and we want to keep the decorum in the webinar, but I love an interactive session. So randomly, I'm going to call you, I'm going to call your name, and I'm going to engage you. I'll bring you into the spotlight. Once I do that, please unmute yourself and let's do this together. Let's do this together. I like my class to be interactive. And as a matter of fact, this is going to be very engaging next 40, 45 minutes. All right, so now preparation for growth and financing, and we'll be looking at exploring multiple options that is available for African businesses. We all believe that in this part of the world, one of the key issues we have when it comes to running our businesses, one of the key, not the number one problem, because there are some school of thought that believe that money is not actually the problem. And there are also some school of thought that believe that capital is a major problem in Africa. But one of the key problems we have when it comes to starting and running our businesses in Africa is capital. And today we're going to be looking at different financing options that is suitable or that is available for African businesses. Now, there's one thing I also want us to look into. When it comes to running businesses, it is also very important that we understand this. You are the chief determinant. You determine what and how you want your business to be perceived. You determine what people call your business. You determine how your clients or how your business customer see your business. And how do I mean with this? We've seen a lot of people that run a one-man business. They are the chief errand officer of their business, but they call themselves the CEO. They are the chief marketing officer. They are the chief legal officer. They are the chief operation officer. They are the chief technology officer of their business. And whenever they are interacting with a client or a customer, they use this word, we. So even if you are the one that is interacting with client, you are the one that is interfacing with client, you are the one that does everything for your business, but in your head, subconsciously, you are not the only one. And you are presenting a scenario to your customer for them to have a kind of assurance that you are not the only one. This is also very important when it comes to financing option, when it comes to raising capital for businesses. It is very, very important to understand that how you perceive your business is how the people you are trying to raise from will also see your business. So I want us to drop that in the back of our mind. Now, quickly, can someone tell me the three major options that we have when it comes to raising capital in Africa? If you have the answer, just drop the answer in the chat box. The three major options that is available for African businesses when it comes to raising capital. Who is going to go first, or should I call names? Awesome, awesome. Okay, family and friends. We have loan, grants, family and friends. Awesome. We have savings. We have loan and borrow. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, good. So it means that this is going to be very easy for me to run through. Now, going through this session, we're going to be doing these four things together. We're going to analyze the unique financial landscape in Africa for SMEs and MSMEs. So doing this, we identify the key challenges, the untapped opportunities, and the factors that determines how we access capital. Then we are going to review diverse funding sources. We also evaluate the specific requirements and implications things that you need to put in place before you can access funds from any of the identified options. We are also going to touch base on how to develop a robust financial roadmap, because the point is, for most of the people that are trying to raise funds, or most of the people that are trying to raise funds, we do not have a clear-cut plan. Most of us have a business plan, but in our business plan, there's no financial roadmap. And the last thing we are going to do is to also highlight what Africa is going to do for us as a member of the community, as in the support we're going to get from the community, the support we're going to get from the organization, and how Africa is poised with connecting us with expertise to accelerate our path to financial success. See, it doesn't matter wherever you are in the journey of entrepreneurship, whether you are in the infant stage, you are already an established business owner, or you want to scale your existing business. Everybody needs capital in one way or the other. Everybody needs capital, and it is very, very important that we know what to do and what not to do when we are trying to raise funds, or when we are trying to access capital. Now, the African SME landscape. In Nigeria, it's a known fact that SME are the lifeblood of our economy, and this is applicable in other African countries. SME is the lifeblood of our GDP. In Nigeria alone, SME drive growth, SME create jobs, SME creates significantly to our GDP. And it is also a known fact that the driving force of our working economy today, all thanks to SME. But as good as all these indications are, SME faces a unique challenges. And the key part of those challenges is limited access to finance. Some of them are inadequate infrastructure, some are complex regulatory environment, where we have double government taxation, where we have government policies, especially those that are into fintech businesses, where you are launching a product today in the fintech sector, and by tomorrow, the government is coming up with a policy that is going to affect that business. But despite these hurdles, African entrepreneurs are resilient and very innovative, and we keep coming up with different innovative solutions every day to make sure that we keep contributing to the GDP of our continent. And that is why some people have come up to say that our African continent is brimming with creativity, and businesses are developing ingenious solutions to local challenges. And that is why you see venture capitalists, financial organizations, they are focusing more on Africa. And there's money. But how do we now access those funds? There's funds available for everybody that key into certain expectations. So how do we now make sure that our business goals is in tandem, is in alignment with the available fund, so that we can know where to look at and the doors to knock at and what to present that will give us the needed fund that we want. Now, what is the potential growth for you as a business owner or as an SME in Africa? When you address specific action or specific areas as per raising fund, when you also address certain things in your financial roadmap, when you also address certain things in your business planning, when you also address certain things in your business model canvas, because the thing is, you want to raise fund, but the people that are willing to give you the fund are asking you, show us the money. How are you able to establish your revenue sources? that will justify the money you want to raise. How are you able to establish how you are going to make money from your business venture so that the people that are giving you money will be certain that when they give you money, fine, the money will come back to them in fold. Because except for grants, except for business grants, that is free money, so to say, in Africa. And that is why we see a lot of people get access to grant opportunities. They get a certain amount of money, and before you know it, they blow that money in the air and their business is back to square one. Because we have attributed free money to grants, we don't tend to do what is needed of us to do to make sure that we move our business from point A to point B. But outside grants, if you're going to access other financial sources like business loan, like equity investment or angel investing or all these things, you need to exchange something. Most especially if it is loan, you're going to drop your business collateral and you're also going to pay interest on whatever capital you are getting as loan. If it is equity investment or equity contribution, you are going to get a certain amount from investment house. In exchange, you're going to give them a percentage of your business. Say you are raising $1 million for your business at a valuation of 10%. It means somebody is going to give you $1 million. You're going to exchange 10% of your business for them. What it means is whatever it is that your business is worth at that moment, the person that is giving you 1 million naira is now a joint owner of your business. They own 10% of your business. They are expecting a return for whatever profit you are going to make at the end of your fiscal year. Their return should be 10% of whatever they have given to you. And they're not going to expect to get less of what they have given to you. They want more. So they will force you to put their money to work so that whatever investment they have done on you is going to come back in manifold. So there is no free money anywhere. Even if it is grant, nothing is free. You are giving a capital to advance your business, and a return on that investment is needed. So I'm going to move on. How do you now identify your financial needs so that you don't ask for what you don't need? And because most of the time, when you see businesses trying to raise, they put their own personal problem into their business problem. They put their own personal financial need into their own business need. If in the real sense of it, what your business needs for the next 12 months is just 500,000 naira, why will you raise 1 million naira? Why? Why will you raise 1 million naira? Because if you raise 1 million naira, that is excess of 500,000 naira. You must be able to justify how your business will recuperate that 1 million naira in the next 1 year so that you'll be able to justify what you have raised. If you are paying return on what you have raised, you should be able to itemize how you are going to move from 1,000 naira to 1 million naira to 1.2 to 1.5. So how much funding do you need? You need to, first of all, establish that, because different stages of businesses need different financial, need different capital to execute different stages of their growth. And you need to establish what you need for different stages of your business. How much do you need? And what is the purpose of that capital that you need? Most of the times, people raise funds for working capital. Working capital could be your salary, overhead, staff overhead, operational cost. It could be anything. For those that are in retail, they raise money for inventory. You want to stock more product and you don't have money. So you are raising money for the sole purpose of buying more products. You want to increase your inventory. Some businesses raise money for expansion. You're already doing well in southwestern part of Nigeria. You want to expand to northern part of the country. You need money for office. You need money to set up office. You need money to recruit staff for the next and pay their salary for the next 6 months or the next 1 year. So you are raising money for business expansion. And some also raise money for product development. So you must be able to calculate to the nearest kobo how much you need so that you don't raise beyond what you need. Then if you are going to go into loan or debt financing, you must be able to understand how you are going to pay back. And you've already planned out your repayment timeline before you go into loan or debt financing. Most of the businesses or most of the startups that have died in the past 24 months in Africa died for two reasons based on research. Number one is they raised too much money. They raised too much money and they could not meet up with investors' expectation. Some raised too early. They thought they needed money, but they did not need money. They raised and they could not maintain what they raised, and they just blow everything up in the air and they are back to square one. So you must be able to establish why you need money before you go into raising capital. Now, what are the options that is available in the African context? What are the options? We have internal financing. Internal financing, some of us have said this, family and friends. It's the number one thing that most people do is internal financing. Then another thing is bootstrapping. We've seen a lot of startups within the founders, they've contributed their personal savings and they are bootstrapping, they are building the product with their own money. They have not raised any external financing. They are the one paying the staff salary. They are the one paying for everything. Now, I believe we have a lot of business owners in this net. You are the one doing everything. You have stepped up to a point. You raise money to pay your rent. You raise money to employ your first staff. You raise money to build your website. You raise money. So you are the one that has been bootstrapping. Even you are not collecting salary. Or you say you are going to pay yourself 100,000, but what comes to you every month is 10,000 naira. So that is what we call internal financing. The next that follows is debt financing. Debt financing is traditional bank loans or government-backed loan schemes or trade credit. So in some climes in Africa, we've seen microfinance banks that gives business loan. We've also seen commercial banks that give business loans. We've seen a lot of SME-friendly banks in Nigeria that you walk up to them, they give you business loan. Then we've also seen some government-backed loan schemes. We've seen the one of NASA Microfinance Bank. There was also a time when CBN was also giving out loan to people in agriculture. I think it was AgMesis or so. A lot of all these things, we call them debt financing. And moving on to the next one is now equity financing. Under this, we have three key subcategories. We have angel investors, we have venture capitals, and we have private equity. Angel investors are people, they might be private individual that comes together to put funds together into a single purse, and they now scout for promising businesses that they can put their money on. We have them in Lagos, we have them in Abuja, we have them. So there are some that they call themselves Lagos Angel Investors Network. We have Abuja Angel Investors Network. We have African Angel Investors Network. You don't know them. You don't know them, but they put funds together to invest in promising businesses. Venture capitalists are companies that pull funds from different people. They are not the owner of that money. They just pull funds from different people. They pull funds from Matthew. They pull funds from Joyce. They pull funds from Emmanuel, from Abiodun, and they now create a portfolio, a company around that fund, and they now scout businesses that falls within the objective and goals of their company, and they invest in those ones. And you now give them equity back. And we also have private equity financing. Private equity are businesses that gives money, they are financing house that gives money to business owners, established business owners. In their aim is to turn a personal business or a public business into a private business. Take, for example, Blue Spectra is a personal business owned by partners, and somebody is now coming to say, okay, guys, can you sell your company for us for $1 billion? Well, after you have sold your company for us, it becomes our own private company. But you also be an equity holder in the company. So you are not the owner again, but you are a joint owner. If they are giving you $1 billion, some might even buy it outrightly and they buy you out of your business. But some might be magnanimous enough, they pay you to relinquish the total ownership of your business, but they give you a fraction of that business. Well, so serial entrepreneurs do this a lot. They build this, they sell to private equity financing, they move on to build something else. Now, the last on this stage is alternative financing. And we have crowdfunding. We have crowdfunding, we have invoice financing, and we also have leasing. Now, crowdfunding is, we have a lot of platforms. You are building a product that is going to do a greater good to a larger number of people. You can go to crowdfunding platform with your prototype and say, okay, this is what I want to build, and I need people to support me. I have 10 prototype already that is working. I want to sell this 10 prototype at $1,000 each. If you know, excuse me, if you know you can buy this, so you list your prototype on crowdfunding platform and people just give you money because they are interested in what you are building and they want to see it succeed. That is crowdfunding. Now we have invoice financing. For most of the people that are into retails, you want to supply, you want to make a supply. Maybe you are into retail, or you are a contractor, you do business contracting, you work with the government or larger corporate, and they want you to make a supply, but you don't have that supply in stock. You can go to bank and say, okay, I have this demand from my customer. They want me to make a supply of furnitures to the tune of 1 million naira, but I do not have that 1 million naira. Can you give me 1 million naira? The 1 million naira, they will not pay you. They will pay the supplier that will supply you. Then the supplier will just bring the product to you, and you just supply the product to whoever has placed that order. Bank of Industry does this a lot for the businesses they have invested in. So there's a combination of invoice financing and loan. BOI does this during COVID. They gave some businesses COVID loan, but they did not give them that money directly. So you need 4 million naira. How much is your working capital? How much is your capital expenditure, the one you are going to use to buy raw materials, you are going to use to buy your machine? So they separated the money. They will give you the one that you need to run the business. And the second part, they pay directly to the suppliers. And that is what we call invoice financing. The last thing on here is leasing. Leasing is when somebody is leasing out their asset, their property, their land to another business. Say a bank is coming to Lagos and they need a land and they don't want to buy that land, or the owner of the land don't want to sell, but it's okay, for the next 10 years, I'm going to lease the land to you at this rate. Or there's a building that is just laying fallow, and one of us as a business owner is expanding to northern states, and the owner of the property is now saying, okay, they want to lease this property to you for a certain amount of money, or they're giving you this property and you are going to give them, it might not be money. There's a typical story that is very popular, but most people don't know that story. It's the story of the Folawiyo's. When MTN came into Nigeria, they were in the Lagos Island looking for a property to rent, but all the properties they saw were above their budget. And in the elevator, when they were coming down from one of the offices that they went to check with the agent, they met the only son of Folawiyo, who was also coming down. And they were discussing, and he just he joined their conversation, and he told them, okay, guys, that property you are looking at the other side there belongs to my father. It's a family property. We can give you that for a token. And they bargained, and it all resulted into, okay, we're going to give you 1% of MTN if you can give us that property. And so it lists the property for them for a yearly renewals. And from MTN yearly turnover, the family were getting 1% of their sales. 1% has now increased to 2%. So imagine the total turnover of MTN in a year, and a family is getting 2% from them just because they lease their property to them. So that is what we are talking about. So there are quite various ways where we can raise capital from. There are so many options. So it depends on what you need and what your business can accommodate that will determine which one you are going to go for. Now, I mentioned that one of the key things people do, I've seen people that crowdfunded out of Nigeria, and it worked a lot. I've seen people that crowdfunded out of Africa, and it worked most of the times if you know how to do it well. And that is why I say, okay, let me include this. So we have the global crowdfunding platforms, and the most popular one is Indiegogo. Indiegogo has been in existence for about 17 years. Indiegogo and Kickstarter has been around for a long time. Then later on, the GoFundMe joined, and GoFundMe is what we use most in this part of the country. Now, if you see on the left corner here, I added just four rather. So I added NIDA Fund, I added GoFundMe, I added Microventures, and Fund and Enterprise. These four, I know people that have used these four, not the four together, but I know people that have used these four, and it's been a successful outing for them. So this is to tell you that for business owners, you don't have to rely on just one way of raising capital. There are other ways you can access to raise capital. But the first thing you need to understand is, what is your need? What is your capital need? What do you need for your business? Understand how much you need. Then, what are the options that is available for you? If you are building a product that you believe will command the love of so many, or if you are building a product that is going to impact lives massively, crowdfunding will work for you. That I am very certain. If you are building something that is going to change a lot of lives, you can start from crowdfunding. But the best and surest way to raise money is friends and family. For some of us that are in the startup world, there's this phrase that is usually seen at us whenever we are speaking with investors. And the first question they will ask you is, how much have you raised from your family and friends? How do you want me to believe in what you are building if your immediate family cannot believe in it, if your immediate family has not taken a bet on you? So, no matter how small it is, I'm imploring us that the first thing you need to do as a business owner is to first of all look inward. Do you have an uncle that you can go and pitch to? Do you have a brother that you can go and pitch to and tell them, uncle, this is what I'm building. I'm not saying you should give me money. If they believe in what you are building and you've been a good entrepreneur, you're not just doing it because it is the last thing. If you are actually on purpose and you are doing something good that these people have seen, if you are requesting for 5,000 naira, your uncle might not be able to give you 5,000 naira, but your uncle will be able to now say, okay, see, Abiodun, I don't have 5,000 naira, but I believe in you. I believe in what you are doing. Take this 1,000 naira. If you can do this within your friends, it doesn't have to be one huge amount, but you need to validate whatever you are building first with your family and friends, so that when you are speaking with outside or external people, you can boast and tell them that, okay, I have raised this with pride from my family. I have raised this with pride from my friends. And now I need you to join me on this journey. It always does wonders. So whatever you are building, start from your friends first. Can they give you money? See, one thing we have always done is we assume a lot. We assume a lot, and we don't want to step out of our comfort zone to do what is needed. You need to first of all validate whatever you are building from your friends and family. And now, I believe this webinar is a mixture of some of us are already running businesses and some that just we are trying to see whether we can join the league and run our own businesses too. Here is what I want you to understand. Today, it may look like it's feeble. It may look like there's no certainty. It may look like the future is very bleak, but I can assure you, if you keep at it and you do it from within, there's hunger, I understand that. There's pain in this journey, I understand that. There's going to be a lot of sleepless nights, I understand that. But one thing is very certain. One thing is very certain. If you keep at it long enough, you succeed. If you keep at it long enough, you will get it right. If you keep at it long enough, you will look back and pat yourself in the back, say, guy, you don't try. But before you can get to that, don't just build because your friend is doing a business and it is working. Don't just start a business because somebody is doing it in your network and it is working for them. The fact that it works for that person does not guarantee that it's going to work for you if you do not understand the market. Some of us have seen, I don't know if you've seen a video of Great Daughter where he said he invested 10 million naira in the restaurant business and that business collapsed. Because somebody was doing it, he believes that he can also do it, and he started a restaurant business, and lo and behold, under 6 months, the business collapsed. So you need to do your feasibility study, you need to understand your market, and once you are able to do this, understand what you need for that business in terms of capital. Only raise what you need. Do not hide under entrepreneurship and use entrepreneurship to fund your own personal life. This has killed a lot of businesses. It has killed a lot of startups. And it is my desire for us that after this incubation, after this business cohort incubation, we are going to go on in the next 1 year when we are going to come back to hear your testimony. It will be told that after this, you do X, Y, and Z, and you've been able to move your business from point A to point B. That will be my joy. Because the essence of running business is not just to do it until Jesus comes and just keep hoping. You need to be able to make an impact. And while you are impacting other people that is benefiting from your business, you're also making a positive impact in your life. You are growing on a daily basis. So it is very, very important that you understand these 4 things. Number 1, don't go into any business because somebody is doing it. Number 2, do not do business because you are hungry. If it is hunger that is making you to go into business, you're going to transfer your personal need and your business need into the finances that is coming into your business, and your business will collapse. Then number 3, always understand your numbers. If you need 1 naira, do not raise 5 naira. And number 4, when you eventually get that 1 naira that you need, make sure that that 1 naira is used for the purpose it was raised for. Now, let's look at the emerging trends in global financing. We have what is very trending now is impact investing or fintech solutions. It is whatever business you are doing, what the investors want to measure is your impact. Because the larger the number of impact your business can promise, the larger the returns. If so many people will benefit from your business, it means that so many people will want to pay for it. And investors usually love to see larger impact from whatever they want to invest on. Then the next thing is fintech. I don't know, fintech started making waves 4 years ago, and it is still making waves, though it's going to go down, but not now. So whatever you are building on fintech that aligns with the global fintech outlook, investors will invest in it. The number 2 on this is international funding sources. You can access funds from development banks or international investors. We have the African Development Bank, we have the World Bank, we have the Bank of Industry, and we have the Bank of Agriculture. I advise you that you go to their website. You see that as in every time of the year, there's always one program or the other that these banks are doing, one program or the other that will benefit SMEs. Another opportunity you have is because you are a member of Africa already. Africa is creating opportunities every day and bringing them to your palm. All you need to do is just take actions whenever you see any opportunity. The next thing here is international investors. You can Google based on your business to understand what they are doing. Then, if you want to attract foreign investment, your business plan must be very solid, not just one quick way. So it has to be very solid, and that is why Africa, in one of our goals, is trying to equip all of us as a business owners on how to become excellent in running our businesses so that writing a business plan will not be an issue for us. And some of us that are looking at, okay, you want professionals to do the job for you when you have access to opportunity. Africa is also there to support you. So second thing is good governance. Good governance in the sense that who are the people that are running your business? Who are your team members? Then how scalable? How scalable is whatever you are building? How scalable is whatever you are building? I was in a business conversation with some group of people yesterday, and one thing that stood out among this conversation was somebody that the person is she's into fashion, and it was asked of her that how do you undo large orders when orders are much more than what you can undo? Because you have not been able to duplicate yourself. You are the one that does all these things. You don't have any other person. And answer was, there's a way I do my thing that no one else is able to do yet. That kind of business, if I'm going to invest in that business, it is not scalable. So it is not promising. Your business must be scalable from day one. When you are building something from day one, you will know whether this can serve 1,000 people, this can serve 1 million people, and this can serve 10 million people. That is scalability. Because a highly scalable business will always attract investment. Always, always. That is very, very key. So strong business plan, good governance, a strong team member, then scalable business idea. So I've said this, that to navigate the process, you must prepare a compelling business plan. Now, build relationship with potential investors or lenders. LinkedIn is your friend. LinkedIn is your friends. Then do your due diligence and consider all legal options around whether you are raising funds from investors or you are raising funds from lenders. You need to understand everything about them. Don't put your signature into any agreement without reading through every black or blue ink on that paper. It is very, very important. It is very, very important. Don't sign any document when it comes to raising funds, because most of us have made that mistake. Because we need that money, we don't take our time to read through every legal agreement, every legal document. We don't do our due diligence to understand who we are getting in the room with. We just want to collect that money and go. But it will always come back to haunt. So do your due diligence and consider every legal options before you sign. Do two-factor authentication, do three-factor authentication, do multi-factor authentication if need be. Then the last thing on this slide is you must be a very good negotiation. It is very, very important. Everybody that wants to give you money wants to get more. They're giving you money for a reason, because they want return on their money. If you're going to raise from investors, if what you can give from your equity is 10%, do not go beyond that. So you must be able to say no while you are not saying no. You must learn how to say no while you are not even using the word no. And that is the essence of a good business negotiation. Now, before I move on to the last thing here, one thing is very, very certain that we have all come to learn in business. Nobody is perfect. And you must understand that even when you are trying to learn, you are still not learning everything. When you are trying to run your business, you are not an expert yet. You are striving to become an expert. And there's room for one or two hiccups. There's room for failure. Now, you can be moving like this, and all of a sudden, you find yourself back on the floor. It does not mean that that is the end. So what happens to you when you fall down from your business and you did not rise up again is what caused you a failure. Nigeria today is not smiling. Business terrain today in Nigeria is full of every ups and downs that you can ever imagine. And the odds against business owner is stacked up very high. But what will keep you going is do not bite more than what you can chew in your business. Don't. If you need 1 naira, always go for that 1 naira. And if by any chance you now qualify for a business grant that gives you more money than your business can ever need, the best bet you can do is take what is needed for your business, use it religiously, then take the remaining part. I'm not saying you should not take care of yourself, understand this, but let's say you just qualify for a $5,000 Tony Elumelu business entrepreneur, and you are still a micro, medium, or yes, you're a micro business. 5 million naira, you don't need it. $5 million rather, you don't, $5,000, you don't need it. What you can do is you take what is needed, invest in the business, take a portion of it, let's say a 10% of it, look good, buy good clothes, enjoy yourself. Then invest the remaining part, not in your name, in your business name. It is very, very important. You don't need that money today, but you still need that money tomorrow. So if you have spent that money now, you are putting a pressure in your business future. So it is very, very important that understand your numbers at every stage of your business growth. Understand what you need. Then when you understand what you need, raise what you need. But if fortune smiles on you and you raise a grant that is beyond what you need, do not do Father Christmas. Do not spend what you are supposed to invest. Don't eat your seed. It is very, very important. If you eat your seed, you are only planting hunger and famine for tomorrow. I want us to take it. It's very, very important. Now, this is the final, I don't know how many minutes I have left, but this will take as long as possible until the moderator says otherwise. So, in the chat box, you are going to introduce yourself. We call it elevator pitch. That is what each and every one of us will do. You open the chat box, you're going to introduce yourself and your business in just 2 or 3 lines, 2 or 3 sentences. And I want us to do that in the next 2 minutes maximum. So open the chat box, introduce yourself and your business in 2 or 3 sentences. The time starts now. I've only seen 2 responses from here. Where are the others? Awesome, awesome. The essence of doing this is because I want to take these businesses one after the other and dissect our elevator pitch, tell us what we did right and what we need to do to improve. Because the reason why it is called an elevator pitch is, imagine you meet an investor on an elevator and the distance in time from one floor to the other is usually under 30 seconds. So how will you sell your business to me as an investor in 30 seconds? And I will understand what you do and I will fall in love with it. That is why it is called elevator pitch. So whatever it is that you are saying in 1 or 2 sentences, if you are not able to communicate your business in 1 or 2 sentences, then that is the assignment I'm going to give us. So we must be able to communicate the problem, the solution, the value of our business in under 30 seconds to anybody, anywhere. Awesome. So while others are dropping, I'll start from Bosede Esther, the founder of Ibis Food, a food processing and sourcing and packaging company. Okay, so you process food, you package. So what type of food? Now, here you are telling us what you do, or I'm trying to understand what you do, because it's too bogus. Like in layman's language, what you are doing here, if you had included something around healthy eating, healthy packaging, or anything that speak around hygiene, it will have click. So I'm talking to Bosede Esther. My name is Bosede Esther. I am the founder of Ebes Food. And at Ebes Food, our focus is on packaging, on helping people to eat healthy food. And what we do is to package, we source for hygienically sourced food and package it in a way that can be sold to the international market, or just you are going to add all those adjustments in between, but there are some keywords that is missing. This is just bland. It is bland to, and this is what every Dick and Harry will say. But you that want to stand out from the crowd, you look for certain keywords that can click with somebody that understand hygienic food processing and infuse that keyword into your own elevator pitch. And Fowler, you're going to have a click with whoever you are speaking with. I will not go into detail, but I believe you understand what I'm saying. You can do better. When next we are going to meet, all of us that have dropped our elevator pitch, I will ask us again to do this again. And I want to believe that after today, we will have touched base on this, refine it, and make it look better. My name is Dari Sunday Manuel. Yes, Dari, I'm chartered accountant. Okay, I want to believe you are a chartered accountant. But your problem, the problem you are helping is you are helping business owners to solve their business financial issues. This, you cannot pick a portion or a niche that you want to focus on and add to it. You're a chartered accountant. What do you do as a chartered accountant? Infuse it into your own elevator pitch. An auditor to also help businesses to solve their financial issue by helping them to prepare audited version of their bank statement, save them from government law and whatever it is. So you look for keywords that trigger your business niche and you infuse it into your elevator pitch. And the next person here is, okay, in a world where there is chronic disease like heart conditions and diabetes on the rise due to, okay, awesome. Team Bliss Foods offer a refreshing solution by providing range of plant-based protein alternatives and dairy-free beverages. Okay, my name is Elizabeth Kinwale. Awesome. But you can rearrange this. You can rearrange this. But this is still good. This is still good. If you are able to rearrange this by starting from your name and Team Bliss follows, then you now follow with your storyline. Storyline made a lot of sense. Awesome. Then I am Yewande Oladokun, the founder of Want Talk, a tailoring line for women fashion. So what do you sell? Yewande, what do you sell? Yeah. Who are your customers? You are not just, you're not a tailor for every woman. No. You must be able to identify with select group of people. You're not just sewing for everybody. For most tailors, what they sell is experience. For some, they sell your feeling, they sell emotions. So you must be able to identify with one. You're not just sewing cloth for women. No, you must be able to sell something. We have upwardly mobile individual that likes to change their wardrobe every blah blah. So you infuse a lot of keywords that will make your pitch to stand out. And Rachel, the name of my business is Sound Mix, soya mix powder, and Radiant 12. We deal on soya mix and powder. Okay, so this is also around food. You find a way to spice things up. My name is Dis. I am the Chief Errand Officer of So and So. And at So and So, we source for locally plant soya beans, be processed, hygienically processed and packaged. You look for all those words. The next thing is Mr. Sulog Farms. All right, so we are a producer of dried catfish with the goal of making healthy protein available for households at affordable rates. Awesome. Short, straight to the point. Healthy protein available to households at affordable. So, two things that stood out in your pitch. Your product is very healthy and is also affordable. So already you are speaking to a class of people that you want to patronize you. Those that are health conscious and those that love affordable products. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, my name is Toby Sonny, lead at Emet Consult, a professional branding agency that helps corporate professionals build compelling personal brand that positions them as thought leaders in their fields. Very straightforward, very straightforward. So brands that are conscious of telling compelling personal brands, and they also want to be seen as thought leaders. Those are the ones you are speaking to. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so Michael, co-owner of Roshi Chic Agro Concept, a greenhouse vegetable farm. This is bland and it does not communicate what we want. So look for keywords. What you are doing is greenhouse farming, which is very key. This is very key. You infuse tech into your farm so what is the output? Here, what you should focus on is the tech that you put into your business and the output. What is the output of every vegetable that comes from your farm? How healthy is it? So look for the words that resonate with the technology you are using, then the output of the farm produce. It is very, very important. Bukola Taiwo, Bukola Mida Sculpture, fashion outfit that specializes in meeting all clothing needs of females of all ages, sizes. This is too wide. You cannot meet all the clothing needs of all females, all ages, all sizes, and all classes. That is too wide. Narrow down to a niche. Narrow down to a niche. You can focus on Gen Zs, or you focus on working class ladies, or you focus on baby boomers, but don't do everything. You cannot be everything to everybody. You cannot. When you focus on a niche, you are able to serve them better and you'll be known for that niche. Don't just be everything to everybody. Shooks Joshua, Christian Education Media, provide media support for primary and secondary school and the future to go media for education news, events, and programs. This can be work done. So what is the source that you are using? What is the medium? How are you providing this media? Are you a media house? You do media production or you do content production or you have a platform? So you need to be able to tell me in simple layman's language what you do. You provide media support. Are you a sound engineer? Are you an educationist? These are two things that you have brought together. So what do you do in specific? Because you say you media for education, news, events, and programs. These are so many things. So you must be able to highlight the key things, two things that you focus on, that are your key services. And that is what you're going to focus on. Esther again, okay. Kuli, okay. I think we've touched base on Donkwa, okay. All right, so now this is the last one I will attend to and I'm done. I've exhausted part of other speakers' time. Apologies for that. My name is Joan Simpa, the founder of Joannic Style and Class. We focus on providing classy outfits for professional gentlemen and ladies that speak out before they pitch their intent. Our outfits are color and style fitted and are affordable. Awesome. Awesome. At least you have a class of people that you target. But you said gentlemen and ladies. This means everybody that identify as gentlemen and ladies, whether they are millennials, Gen Zs, or what have you, but still a good way to start. So whatever it is that we want to pitch, one thing is very, very certain. Understand who you are pitching to. Understand your business, then be able to communicate your business in 1 or 2 or 3 sentences. Thank you very much for your rapt attention. I will stop here. If there's any question, please let's drop them in the chat box. We'll attend to them accordingly. Thank you very much.
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Matthew. We are very grateful for this very insightful session. I caught myself writing over and over and over different things. So many things stood out for me during your session. We are thankful for that. And like he has said, if there are any questions, if there's any question for him, kindly drop it in the chat box. It will be duly attended to.